How does the feeling of releasing a second album differ from releasing the first?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the first record came out right in the middle of touring with Angus, so it was so different because it just got put out and I didn't do any interviews, I didn't do any shows. It was totally just music being put out into the world with no promotion or anything. Like it was all about Angus and me and our record. So the Memory Machine, I don't know, it just sort of came and went, you know. It was more just like a brief moment. Whereas now with this, I think it's really different because I'm actually playing the songs from the record and I got a band and, you know, and talking about the songs more, and it feels different because I think of the time that's going into it.
You'd been writing a new record with Angus.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, I mean, no, nothing very specific. Like it was more, Angus and I were working on a record together. I guess we're always working on something when we're touring, because when we get time off from touring, we go into a studio and we start recording. So we were working on these new songs, and that was 2011, I guess, early in the year. We had about a month down in Melbourne and we were doing stuff, and then we went and we did another 6 months with Down the Way, the record we were doing together. And when that finished, I think we both felt like it was time to just have time apart. It had been a good 5-6 years touring together, and so we both were kind of, he was like, I'm going back to Australia, and I said, I'm going to New York, I'm going to work on some songs with my friend Thomas and see what happens. And we didn't talk about the stuff we'd made together or about what was going to happen with the new stuff. It just sort of unfolded this way. He went back to Australia, I went to New York, and we made these separate records, and then the next time we saw each other, we were both really excited about our own records. We were kind of like, well, what are you thinking? And it was just lucky we both felt the same way at the same time. We both wanted to go and travel with this new music. So.
And these songs you've been writing, you went to New York to write songs?
No, I didn't go there to write.
Okay. No, you just said that he went back to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You went to New York to write songs.
Oh, I went there to record them.
Oh, to record them.
Yeah,
okay.
so I went to work with the producers Thomas and Pat, who worked on this record, and they both live in New York and have a studio there. So I went to New York because that was where they were. But all the songs had already been written.
Okay.
I mean, they all got written when I was on the road with Angus.
Yeah, I was wondering if those songs that you were writing while you were on tour with Angus, if there was already a thread running through them, of which you perhaps saw they can form a record that's consistent.
No, I mean, not really. To be honest, if Angus and I made another record together, a lot of these songs would be on that record. I don't think I've ever changed my writing style for the records I make on my own. I think the thing that makes them different is the production and the feeling of being in the studio without Angus. The whole thing is different because when we're together, we have a certain dynamic, a certain way of making sounds. But the songs themselves, the actual songwriting, I really think, I think they could be Angus&Julia songs, they could be songs for me. I don't think I've ever changed that. And this record they're all so from different times and different places and different experiences. There's no kind of consistent theme. It's not about one man or about, one moment in time. It's kind of from different feelings.
Is there still a song you consider to be a key song?
Not really. I mean, I have songs that I really love singing from the record more than others, but it's not like and I guess that changes as well with each show, but I like the idea that I sing about in like the line that ties me. I like this kind of feeling of because for me it's one of the things I most struggle with is like what it means to be here and then to have to accept that you have to leave. You have to leave everything. Everything has an end, and I guess you know, that's something that I think about a lot, and not in a morbid way, just in the like how to come to a place of acceptance of what life really is, you know. And I think that's in all the songs. I mean, accepting that life is difficult and life is strange and beautiful and easy and difficult, and it's all these things, and having some kind of peace with that.
How far are you in that process?
Some days I'm really, you know, think I'm going somewhere, and other days I realize I've been standing in the same place the whole time.